Well, hello everybody. Look at what I have here. Scott Medvin of the Pirates. This is a 1989 Topps. This is a guy that probably most of us have never heard of. Scott was in a pack that we just recently opened that still had the gum in it. And if you know, then you know. When you open that pack, the card that's in contact with the gum usually looks like this, if not worse. I'm usually not too worried about this, but let me show you this. Now, Greg Olson, this is his first round draft pick card, his rookie card. It has a stain on the back of it. Also, not as bad as Scott's, but it's still bad enough to make it not worth doing anything with. And the card is in good shape. Everywhere else, it's actually really nicely centered. The corners look good. And the biggest thing holding it back is this gum stain on the back. Normally, I would chunk this and just say, too bad. But the difference between a Gem Mint 10 card and a 9 is the difference of $6 or $100. So if this card were to grade out a 10, we're talking about $100. I'm going to experiment with Greg's card, and we're going to see what we can do to clean this residue off of here. All right, so here we are with everything we will need almost to hopefully clean this card. Now, I've done this obviously before, but never on a card actually potentially worth any money. But I'm confident of this, so we're going to do this together. Now, if you've got gum stains on a card like this, I know from experience that it has worked for me. Other stains, I'm not sure, but logically speaking, it probably would handle a variety of stains. I've got a half a cup of just water. Doesn't have to be distilled water, just water. And then I'm going to put 1/4 teaspoon of white vinegar in there. That's it. That's all it takes. Okay? And I'm putting it in there like that because as I pour it, that's just going to do all the mixing we need. Now this, it can be anything. This is just the top off of a sushi tray. It just happens to be the perfect size for what I'm doing. So I'm going to pour this in there. Now I'm going to immerse this card. And I'm going to put it face side down because I want this up in case I want to do any helping. As a matter of fact, I'm going to move the camera up above so you can see what we're doing. Hang on. Okay. Let's take this, and I'm just going to lightly, carefully place it into the solution. I'm going to use just a spoon. You can do it with your finger. It doesn't have to be a spoon. To push this down, it's going to want to float. So you'll see as it loses its adhesion on the bottom, it's going to want to float up. That's what the spoon's going to be for. You see, it's trying to float up now. So we want to have something on here to help hold this guy down. Okay? I'm not going to rub it. We're not going to do anything like that. I'm just going to put the spoon on it, and we're going to walk away. There we go. I'm not going to scrub it, rub it, scratch it, do anything. We're just going to let the water and the vinegar, which is, of course, diluted greatly by the water. It is very, very slightly acidic. And that is one big part of the cleaning process. But as you can see, I don't know if you can tell or not, but the card is getting a bit of a, distortion. It's getting a bit of a wave to it. And you may even need a couple of things to hold the edges down here. I'm going to place this right there. And I'll place something over here on the other side as well. There we go. That'll just kind of help hold everything down in there. And we're going to leave this for about 15 minutes. We'll be back in 15 minutes. Okay, so we are back, and it's been about 15 minutes. So let's pull our card out. Now, the way I get it out is nothing too complicated here. I'm just going to pull it out of here. Sandwich it between some paper towels and not wipe. Absolutely not wipe, because this card, the fibers of this card are swollen up now. They're full of water. So if we rub those fibers, it's just going to tear those things to shreds and consequently just absolutely ruin this card. So we're going to get it out, sandwich it between a few paper towels folded up, and then just press and press and press and squeeze as much of that water out of that as possible. Then we'll, you don't have to dry it manually. You can just leave it to dry, but we'll probably dry it out on our own just to go ahead and get the result. But as you can see, looking here, at least I hope you can see. Let me zoom in just a little bit here. So, I don't know if you can tell or not, because it is a little dark there. I don't see any gum residue. Now, I do see a spot here, a little tiny spot there. I don't know what those are. There's another one over here. That could be some inconsistency in the printing process. There may be some other substance that's on there that's not as water soluble as the surrounding material. I don't know, but I'm not going to address that stuff right now. Let's go ahead and get this out very, very carefully. There we go. And Greg's looking good. Lay it down very easy, because these corners, of course, are also super delicate. Let's move this guy out of the way. Okay, we're done with that. And can you reuse this solution over again? I guess you probably could. I probably would not, just because there's liable to be, gum stuff in there. All those little microscopic gum particles are now floating around in that solution. So I would not. Oh yeah, that's already getting a bunch. And I'm just going to keep squeezing or pushing it and pressing as much moisture out of that as possible. Let's take a look at it from this side. Oh yeah, ooh, is so dark. It's scary. But yeah, it's gonna recover. Trust me, grasshopper. It will. All right. So with that, I would, if I was going to let it dry on its own, then I would sandwich it between some, maybe some plexiglass or some glazed ceramic pieces, something that's not porous, and sandwich it between those things with a little bit of a weight, and then just let it dry on its own. But if you are like me and you just can't wait, then we can go to the hair dryer, and that's exactly what I'm going to do right now. And all right, the card is mostly dry. Now I've sandwiched it between some large rigid holders, and I'm going to put a weight on this, and I'm going to leave it overnight and let it finally just kind of finish out and flatten back out again. But as you can see, it's back basically to its normal self. And if we look at the back, look at that. No gum residue whatsoever, with just water and vinegar and a little TLC. That's it. That is it. I do want to disclaim on here, if you do this to any of your cards and it damages them, I am not responsible for it. But as you can see on here, we did it, and it turned out wonderfully. So anyway, give it a try. You might want to try it out on some something that's not so valuable in the beginning, just to get a feel for it, and see what you think. And again, thanks a lot for being here, really. Please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel if you like this. We're going to be doing things like this all the time, and we'd love to have you here on a regular basis. All right, until the next time, take care, be blessed, and we'll see you later.